In the air to right, and he did it again!
Welcome back to another Lefties 2 broadcast, and we're back in the rookie account because the mini clip has updated a little bit of their news and update, so to speak. So let's go into it real quick. If you are a rookie, this is mainly for you. You'd want to go check out team management. We have batting order, player clash, baseball clash, players, skills, and stats. What are cards? How to get more cards and unlock new players. How to level up your player cards. All right, so there's other videos that really discuss about these two. I mean, at least these three. What are cards? But we're going to really focus in as a rookie on batting order and player clash, baseball clash, players, skills, and stats. All right, so that's going to be the main focus for it. And of course, I'll give you guys some examples. But I think the first and foremost thing is we need to look at the skills and stats. What are they and kind of how do you read it? So let's take a look at what Miniclip has done so we have a better understanding of it all. Card stats and skills are the cornerstones of a good lineup. By mixing and matching different types of player skills, you can devise the strategy that best suits you. Let's understand how to interpret your card's information. Okay, so pitchers, hitter skills. Pitcher and hitter skills. All right, there are two. I can't read. That's great. There aren't two equal players in baseball clash. This way, you can build your team according to your style and preference, choosing your lineup according to the special talent and power and statistics of each player. Okay, so you got to understand this. We get a lot of these questions a lot in the Facebook group and Reddit group and whatever group for people that don't understand baseball or just new to the game. All right, so control from a pitcher's skill, right? Ability to throw the ball more accurately. A higher control stat will result in a smaller area where the ball can be thrown when you're pitching. We'll show you an example of a good control and a bad control pitcher right now. All right, so all the good stats are based off of 200 or higher. So starting off, Shotaro has over 200 control when maxed out. Maria 206. Mei Ling, as you see, is 209. Yuna 206 as well. Jeho, surprisingly, 212 with control. And Caroline 215 with control. Michelle 200 flat with control. Now bad is under 170 control. So Fernandez at maxed out is under 170, as well as Marie. She's at 159, and Riley at 159 as well. All right, so the velocity, ability to throw the ball faster. The bigger the stat is, that's not great. The higher the stat is, come on guys, better English. The higher the stat is, the faster the ball can be thrown. All right, so we'll show you a couple of examples right now with a high velocity and a low velocity pitcher. Same thing, these pitchers are over 200 velocity, starting off with Jeho, 203 velocity, Mei Ling, 209 velocity, Marie maxed out at 219, Fernandez is over 200 with velocity, and Riley is at 215 with velocity, as Roger 209, Eric 203, and James at 200 flat. Now, bad, again, is under 170 velocity pitchers. There's only two. Murdoch would be at 162, and Jay is at 159 velocity. Movement. The ability to throw a bigger change. It affects the dynamic of the ball when it's being pitched. For example, sliders don't curve, they slide. Right? A slider curves more when the movement is higher. They just kind of move more, right? And we'll show you an example of pitchers with high movement. Okay, now look at that movement. Over 200 is good. Marie, she has at 219. Wade, 206. Riley, 212. Fernandez, not sure what he's maxed out. We can look that up later. Murdoch is pretty high up there as well as Marie. Bad is, again, it's under 170 for movement. Mueller, 159, the worst it can be. Shotaro's pretty bad as well with movement. And Jay at 162. Now, spin is the biggest controversial skill here because in real baseball, spin kind of has a different kind of meaning. But in Baseball Clash, it's the ability to improve the pitcher's throw. Higher spin means a higher chance the ball won't fly further and higher. So this is really crucial, especially when you're playing against a lot of home run batters. High spin is going to help make the ball not go as far, according to Baseball Clash. And now we'll show you some examples of high spin pitchers. All right, these pitchers have over 200 spin in the game. Shintaro has over 200 spin, along with Jay at 219, Mueller 215, Roger at 200 even, Wade 219 spin, Eric 203. Now Bad again is under 170 spin, so their balls are coming straight. Jeho gets hit hard 162. Mei Ling, the worst spin, 159 to start out. And then Maria at 165. Murdoch is at 168. All right, so hitters. Now we have contact. Ability to hit the ball more accurately. With bigger contact stat, you can see a bigger contact area when batting. All right, so again, this goes with manual and automatic. And more contact doesn't mean you're going to have a lot of power. It just means you're able to hit the ball cleanly, which can get you some singles and doubles. And, of course, home runs if you do have a little bit of power. So we'll show you a stat of pitchers or hitters with solid contact. Okay, so these batters have over 200 when maxed out, starting with Mickey at 219 contact, Martina at 212 contact, Tom, surprisingly, a pretty good hitter, right? Not really surprising. Gina in the 200s as well. So is Harden at 206. Willie, 212. Way, that's all he really is a big contact guy. Kevin right there at 200 contact. Andre is over 200 with contact. Annie, 215. And Shintaro is over 200 with contact as well. Smith, 203. And Hammer is well over 200 contact. And Rosa right there at 200. Santiago's over 200. Ray is also over 200 at 209. Alexander's at over 200 when he's maxed out. Morgan at 209. Gibson, 203. A lot of contact hitters. Wilson right there at 200. This game is all about offense. King at 200. Ricky at 203. Rose, over 200 contact when she's maxed out. Jessica, 200 contact as well. Now, Bad, again, is under 170 for contact. Dexter's under at 159. Barbara's really low at 159 as well. Jack at 162. Joe, 165. Rama is pretty low as well when he's fully maxed out. Russell at 165. Carlos is the lowest hitting catcher in the game, I believe, besides Edward is 159, and Matthew at 162. All right, power. The ability to hit the ball further. The more power your character has, the easiest could be to hit a home run. The easier it is to hit a home run. Come on, the easiest could be? That's really bad. The more power your character has, the easiest could. That's bad English. All right. So again, power. There's a lot of power hitters in the game. And some of them matched pretty well with contact as well. So we'll definitely take a look at that. And now, once again, power is hitters over 200 power. Starting off with Tom, definitely over 200. Jackson right there at 209. Ibrahimovic, 203 power hitter. Kevin, 219 maxed out at first. Right there, Andre, big power hitter as well. Harper maxed out is over 200. Alexandra, 203. Rosa, she's over 200 maxed out. Hammer's over 200 maxed out. Johnson, right at 200. Christine, right at 200 as well. Michael, right at 200 as well. Carlos, over 200 as a power hitter as well. Jeho, as a pitcher, over 200. King, 209. Wilson, right at 200 to go along with this contact. Durant, 203. Gibson, 215. Jack, 203. And again, if you're under 170, you're not a power hitter. Martina, 162 to start off with. Dexter, 159. And Fox, 159 as well. Harden, 165. Way, not a power hitter at all. Gina, 159. Jordan, 159. That's the lowest you can go, 159. Barbara, 159. Morgan starts off at 168. She can get better towards later, but starting out, 159 for Annie. Ryan at 165. Clemens, 159. Not a lot of power hitters. Joe, 162. Phoenix, 159. A lot of Rama under 170. Nia, definitely, I think 162. Also, Alexander, not a power hitter. Edwards, 168. Angelina, 162. Barry, 165 to start out. Jessica, 165. And Rose, as well, is a low hitter as well. Speed. All right. So, again, a lot of players want to have speed in their lineup. So, the ability to run faster, of course. This skill helps your players reach the base and the next base more easily. I don't know about that. Just faster. Reach the base faster. All right. So, we'll show you some speedsters now. Okay. So, these speedsters have over 200 speed. Martina right there at 206. Dexter. Fox at 219, which is the max speed you can get. 206 for Harden. Gina as well, 219 speed. Way, another speedster as well. Robinson, 203. Andy, 203. It's faster on the base paths. Smith at 209. Terry at 203. A lot of the common players are quick. Annie at 219, again, one of the faster players. Ruth, 209, still has that value. Chris is over 200, is at 200. Morgan at 200 as well. Phoenix at 209. Russell, 219. Rama is a quick one. Alexander is quick as well, over 200 speed. Angelina, the only catcher at over 200 speed. And Neville at 219. Now again, Bad is below 170 on speed. EG is very, very slow, 165. Tom is the slowest guy in the game. Jackson at 165. Kevin at 159. It's the lowest on your base. And then 165 for Ibrahimovic. Barbara is not very fast. Her speed, contact power, all the same. Right there. Rosa is slow. Johnson at 165. Mario, 168. Murray at 159. Tony at 165 speed. Matthew at 165 speed as well. Durant, 162. That's it. Slow people. All right. Throwing affects the distance and accuracy when defending. Don't let them reach your base. All right. So, again, a lot of big throwers, good arms, are going to be more accurate, and they can throw further and, harder in a sense. So we'll show you some big throwers on defense now. Okay, so this next group is the best arms, of course, over 200. Phoenix starting off at 203. Rama has a cannon out there in the outfield. Clemens, the best arm in the game, 219. Ryan, the second best, at 215. Barbara, solid on the arm and fielding, by the way. You'll see her again. EG as well, great arm. Mario, 200 for the catcher. Carlos, the best catching arm in the game. Tony, 215. Durant, 206, best fielder. Probably top there, 203 for Matthew. And again, these arms are below 170. Starting off with Tom, not great in any aspect of defense. Martina, 165. Mickey, 162. Jackson, 162 as well. Harden, 159, kind of the worst you can get. Willie, 159. Gina, 159, but her speed makes up for the lack of arm. Way as well, not a great arm in the game. Harper, not a great arm as well. And Ibrahimovic, 162. Kevin, 165. Robinson, 159. Smith, 159. A lot of bad throwers in this game. Brock, 162, but great fielder. You'll see him later. Terry at 168. Annie, 168 in the outfield. Hammer, terrible arm in the outfield. Morgan, 168 in the outfield. Russell, 165. Michael, 168. Neville, 162. King, 159. Wilson, 159. And Gibson, 159. Rose, the worst catcher that throws. All right. And lastly, fielding. Ability to catch your opponent's ball better when defending. Keep it tight and secure. That doesn't make any sense. It's not like football, right? American football, that'd be like keep it tight, like a running back. All right. Anyways, so fielding, if you don't want a lot of errors, you got to put some players in the right spots to make sure they can field the ball accurately. And now we'll show you some players that have solid fielding. Finally, the fielders over 200, starting off with Dexter. Good glove there, 219. Jordan, 219, plus he doesn't make any errors. Ibrahimovic, 203, best fielding first baseman. Hanzo, 203. Rodriguez, 200. Barbara, solid glove out there, along with her arm. Barry, the best fielding catcher, 200. Edwards, 215 fielding. That's the only thing he does. Now, under 170 fielders. Tom, of course. Great start. Willie, 168 fielding. Not a glove with that guy. Harden, 168. Not a great defender. Way, not a great defender as well. Robinson, 162. Not a lot of arms and defense. 162 for Kevin. Andy, 162 as well. Andre, 159. Alexandra, 162 fielding. Annie, 159. Terrible. Rosa, 159 as well. Hammer, not great either. Clemens, 168 as a fielder. Santiago, right? 162 as a fielder. Ray, 159 as a fielder. Chris, he is 162 as a fielder. Morgan, 159. Alexander, terrible fielder. Not great. And so is Rama, not a great fielder either. And Phoenix, 162. Michael, 159. Gibson, 168. And Durant, 159, surprisingly. Neville out there in the outfield, 165. And Ricky, pretty bad, 159 fielder, worst catcher fielding. Tony, 168, and that's it. All right. So this is kind of new. I mean, it's not, but it's an explanation-wise. Yellow, white, orange, red coloring. You'll see these, and you'll kind of wonder why. What are they all about? So again, this represents your player's base stats. After 100 stat points, the color changes from white to yellow. At 150, points change to orange. It will change to red at 200 when it maxes out. So that's kind of key, right? So white, really, really bad, right? Really low, and usually the lower level players have this. And as they mentioned, right, you get to 100, now you're in that yellow, and then 150, orange. So again, that's my point is that 175 is about average, right? That orange spot is kind of good. That's the higher level players. But you could have orange stats at lower level depending on what their skills are good at. So that's pretty good to know. Okay, so again, green stats here. You'll see green. Stats with green coloring appear between brackets. They inform you of the increase of stats after you upgrade your card. So you'll see like level 12 or level 10, what they will be in the future. All right, that's kind of a good thing. There's your example, right? If you increase the stat, the player to contact will increase 12 points, 136, so you'll see that. Temporary stats. So a lot of times when you're playing this game, you're going to get new cards each month. And they might have a week where they're able to have like a temporary highest stat. So you'll see this every once in a while when a new card is introduced. We want players to try them out and include them in their lineup. In order to not drag your team down, we'll temporarily match your new card to the highest level card. So if you have the highest level card is the 12, that new player, if it's a legendary cards come at level 9 to begin with, right? Epics come at 6, rares come at 3, and commons at 1. So for that week, you get a new card. They'll be at the highest level of whatever player you have. That's why it's really crucial to get at least one level 13. I recommend a pitcher because you can get these new players in your lineup, which will help. All right, stat raising skills. Some skills boost certain card stats if certain conditions are met. These boosts are not displayed in your card's skill point information. All right, so I'll show you some of these as well. There's several players such as Jack, Kevin, and even Tom that have these abilities that their stats will raise. Same thing with Phoenix and some other players as well. All right. Skill affecting stats. Baseball players have unique skills. The better player stats, the better skills they become. For instance, Koo's super diving catch is reliant on field stat points. The more stat points, the broader his diving range. That's good to know. So the higher level he is, the further he can dive. That makes sense. All right, so that's pretty much it for this video on skills and stats. Hope you guys like it. And again, thank you for watching another Lefties 2 broadcast. See you next time.